Hello, thanks for watching the CXO Academy video. Today we'll be showing you how to create MDX reports and specifically an MDX list to display your periods, in this case your quarters, dynamically. So what we'll have in this example is a profit and loss report in which on my rows I have my regular profit and loss list of accounts going down from gross sales to all the way to net profit. And on my columns I will create an MDX list to dynamically display all the periods for which I have data for all the years and suppress the ones that I do not have data for. So let's head to our CXO designer. We'll create a new report, and in this case we'll call it profit and loss MDX. We will select an existing template, and that is a multi-column, which is our simple to set up template. It's essentially a table. We will now, you see that we're missing the required parameters, columns and rows. We will go to content on the right hand side. For our rows, we are going to reuse a list. So you see here you can search different lists. I'm going to use our existing row profit and loss, so that saves time. And now for our columns, I will simply create a new list. So I can do that by going to report list, new list, and I'll call this column MDX periods. I will note that there are different list types. Usually we would use a normal list, which is a type of list that you can add one by one and apply separate formatting and different displays to. However, there are different types of lists. In this case, we will use an MDX list. That means it's a list based on an MDX code that we will type. One thing is that you have to use all the dimensions which you will mention in your MDX script. So in this case, we want our years and our period dimensions for our columns. So we'll go to edit and select year, period, confirm. And now you can start typing your MDX. In this case, I'm going to use a function called cross join. What cross join does is essentially combine two separate dimensions, two separate tuples within the dimensions. So we'll see in just a second what I mean by that. We'll go ahead and start it with a squiggly bracket and type cross join. Now you do a parentheses, and it needs the separate sets that you're trying to combine. So in the first case, I want to combine the year dimension and all the members within the year dimension. So I will simply select any member there and remove the last part where it specifically identifies any single member. I'll replace that with simply all members. So my .all members gives me just a list of all the possible years. Now I'll type in a comma and select the next set of members, which are my periods. So I want to select all the children of my top level member. In this case, we'll go to period, and I'll select the top level entity, which is my year. I'll add that in there. And now at the end, not only can I type all members, but another one I can type is .children. What .children will do is it'll give all the children of this .year member. So we'll now close it out with a parentheses and squiggle. And what you see now is that we have a combination of all our years starting from 2012 to 2018 and all our periods, so all the quarters for each of those years. Again, we're not going to have data for all those periods. That is why we need to set suppress values for the points where we do not have data. So let's go ahead and save this list. We'll use it in our report. And what we see now is we have a column or a set of columns that are empty. If we go now to edit our column list, it's an MDX list, so we're not able to edit one by one. As you see here, it's restricted, it's grayed out. What we have to do in this case is set rules. Through rules, we can apply formatting to different members within there. Not only formatting, but different displays. So we would like to create a display to suppress the values when there is no values or when it's 0. In this case, we'll set the if rule. So we'll set if the index. Index just refers to which order or which number it is that the item is. If we set index is greater than 0, that means this will apply to all the items within our column list. So that is what we want. We'll say if the index is greater than 0, then we will set a suppressed value. So by setting a suppressed value, the default is none. We'll change this to no data and zeros. And what you'll see here is that you now have a table which the values are suppressed. So you'll always dynamically get only the periods for which, or the quarters in this case, for which there is data. So it's just a useful trick that you can use not only for periods and years, but you can use cross join for joining any other set of dimensions. Thanks for watching this CXO Academy video.